So here's an idea that I want to explore with you. Many people in life strive to be a good person, or a in-control person, or a person who behaves well in the eyes of society. And while that is all nice and good, and we need to follow social contracts to make sure that society functions well, at the same time, you need to be able to be free to say, fuck them. We need to be free to be these monsters when we need to let our crazy, batshit, powerful selves out. That we should be a person who is unafraid of letting it all but we choose to keep it inside most of the time. So hey, if we haven't met before, my name's Kaylin. I'm an ecstatic spirituality coach. I'm the author of a couple books, and I host this YouTube channel, Ecstatic Self, where we explore the intersection of spirituality, sexuality, living an awesome life, and finding a level of authenticity with yourself. Now, I remember years ago in my meditation practice hearing this parable of two monks on their way to visit their teacher. On their trip, they're on a boat, and they see this guy bullying someone. One of the monks gets up, slugs him across the face, the man falls in the water, and as the monk goes back to his seat, his traveling partner looks at him smugly and says, I was able to control my temper. They get to the abode of their teacher, they tell them what happened, and the teacher looks at the monk who did the punching and said, yes, you really need to learn to control your temper. Go and meditate in a cave for 20 days until you can learn to control it. But then he turns to the other one, the one who was just sitting there watching, and says, you are far worse. You didn't have the courage to get up there and do it. You need to be a lion who behaves like a lamb, and until you can let that power flow through you, you are in much worse state than he is. You need to go meditate in a cave for 3 months until I'm ready to speak to you again. We want to be nice, we want to be good people, but we don't want to be those people because that's all we can do. We don't want to be pushovers, we don't want to be wallflowers, we don't want to be the people who are taken advantage of because we can't stand up for ourselves. We need to do the work to unlatch the binds that society and our parents and our schooling have given us to say, I can be wild, I can be untamed, I can be fierce when I need to be. And the fact that I choose to be kind, that I choose to be polite, that I choose to be soft-spoken, is not because I have to be, but because it's what makes most sense in this moment. But if I need to be, I can open the basement to my inner monster and let him out. Or as the saying goes, walk softly, but carry a big stick. So how many of you have taken the time to allow yourself to go to the edges, to explore your wild, untamed, feral self, to do the forbidden, the dangerous, the wild, the ecstatic things, and then choose to rein it back and choose to live in society, choose to operate by the agreements that society puts forth. Not because you have to and you don't know any better, but because that's what makes sense for you. It's okay to operate in the paradigms that society creates. It's okay to follow the rules and to do the 9-to-5 job and have the house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids, if that's what you choose. But if you are only doing it because you're not brave enough to choose otherwise, because you haven't put in the work to dig deep and figure out who you really are and take risks and be bold and make mistakes, then that's not really living, that's just following someone else's programming. And so this is my invitation for you this week. Be a caged monster. Be somebody who is free inside to be whoever they need to be. And then your life becomes an active choice rather than just software programming by the world. I'm Kaylin, this is Ecstatic Self. Be bold, be you, be a little bit wild and crazy. I'll see you next time.